We've taken over at Leicester City, signed 5 new players, but still can't stop our slow slide down the Championship table. And today we're about to get hit with some even bigger news, because one of our big name players and a potential wonderkid, Fatawu, is subject to a £10.4 million bid from the mighty Juventus. And it's safe to say that his head has been well and truly turned, because he has demanded to meet me over lunch with his agent in tow to try and negotiate a deal out of Leicester City. I keep trying to tell him that I see him as an important part of this team and someone whom I want to hold on to for the foreseeable future and build the team around, but he's having absolutely none of it and threatening to strike if he doesn't get his big move to Juve. I'm only a matter of months into my reign as Leicester City manager, but I'm already greeted with a massive decision. Do I cave into his demands and let him go to a bigger club, or do I stamp my authority, put my foot down and say no way, Fatawu? But as ever, the decision is in your hands. Do I keep him or do I sell him? Let me know down in the comments below. One thing he needs to know though is that if he wants to try and impress the big teams, he's going to have to do it off the bench as we travel away from home against Wycombe Wanderers in our first game of the episode. It's the only change I'm making to the usual starting 11 with Del Castillo coming back in on the right hand side. I will not accept this sort of attitude in the squad. Just got to hope though that it doesn't come back to bite me, because as you will know, watching on from episode 2, the start of this season so far, my form has been very hit and miss. I'm mid-table at the moment. Can we try and see if we can make amends to that this episode? Giving the ball away once again defensively. Last episode we were so poor, and it looks like we're continuing that theme, but that is a big challenge by Taylor Harwood-Bell. Is looking to make amends for what was a horror debut earlier on in the season, as now the man who's replacing Fatawu, Del Castillo, weaving around trying to find space to see if he can get a cross in. He does get a cross in, looking for Jamie Vardy, headed away by the defence. Good defending. We can bring it away, and it's Udo, I think that's how you pronounce his name, who's driving past Lindelof. Acres of space in the box. It's all too easy, and once again we've conceded a soft goal. Well, with all the attention on our attack, our defence once again is left wanting. Lindelof nowhere to be seen. Where is that experience and that European pedigree that he supposedly brought from Manchester United? Absolutely found wanting yet again, and my defence carved open at will. Wycombe Wanderers lead 1-0. Tell you what, I am finding this season tough, very tough indeed. Can't really break teams down, defensively so poor, but Del Castillo is going to try and see if he can be the man to make amends to that, as it's played in to Fleming on the right. Vardy got his foot on it, but it just went in the wrong direction. Lowry, nice ball down the channel to the goal scorer, who's picked it up and just drags it back though. Well intercepted this time by Lindelof. Finally, the big Swede is in the right place at the right time. Del Castillo looks to play it across over the top into Fleming. Fleming took it down beautifully, skipped away from the challenge of the defender. Into the box he goes, straight at the goalkeeper. Vardy can't get on the loose ball. That was the best chance of the game though, and is this a good opportunity for us to try and wrestle back some momentum here? Fleming tries to play it into Vardy, muscled off though. Lowry picking up a lovely little pocket of space. We're really struggling in that area as Udo tries to take it on again. Oh, it's absolutely shocking goalkeeping. Well, he goes off into the stands and he celebrates in front of the fans. Absolutely horrendous defensively once again from Leicester City. Well, it was a ball played through the middle. Look at the gap between the centre-backs. Absolutely atrocious. And it was a shot right down the pipe. Keeper, what are you doing? You're supposed to be one of the best players in the team. And he's made an absolute howler. Oh, that is absolutely shocking. 2-0 Wycombe. El Canus across to Ndidi. Ndidi to bring it away. Weaving, turning, trying to find some sort of option, but can't quite find anyone yet. He's looking out wide to James Justin. Finds a ball in. He throws it across, looking for the back post. Just knocked away by the goalkeeper though. No, once again, I'm starting to feel like with this formation change to 4-2-4, I'm really getting outrun and overrun, sorry, I should say, in the midfield. And there's just acres of space defensively that Wycombe Wanderers are absolutely tearing through as Udo this time looking for the hat-trick. Fortunately enough, the goalkeeper was alert to it this time as the referee blows for half-time. Well, Jamie Vardy, since getting those 4 goals in the opening game of the season against Millwall, he has been absolutely anonymous. So I'm going to switch back to just one up front. Vardy is going to be taken off. I'm going to replace him with Harry Winks in the centre of the park. Hopefully that'll give me the extra man in midfield that I need, because I'm getting so overrun in that department, and hopefully it can be a way for us to try and find a route back into this game at the beginning of the second half. El Canus, who you barely heard me mention in the first half, absolutely anonymous, but once again we give the ball away, but El Canus wins it back in a good position. Fleming, he's now going to look over the top, looking for Mavididi. Can he find Mavididi? He can find him. Mavididi takes it on, tries to shift it on the right, looking for the strike, forces the keeper into a good save. A corner, and this is much better now. Momentum is on our side. We're going to fling it in. Our first corner of the game. I was looking for a ball into, I think it was my centre-back, but in the end couldn't get onto it. Del Castillo tried to hit the volley, couldn't quite reach anyone, and in the end it's just dragged away by Wycombe Wanderers, who are now going to look to try and see if they can hit us on a counter-attack. Christensen frantically comes across to try and cover his man, but they keep hold of the ball here. It's Berry, plays it back into Butcher. Momentum just dying off a little bit, but they find a route to the edge of the box. And my keeper's forced into a save yet again. Corner for Wycombe. Suddenly this game is starting to get stretched on the hour mark. It's flung in, it's well won in the air, and eventually it's Leia who picks it up right on the edge of the box, flung back in. The striker wins it again, nods it wide. Well, with Del Castillo not exactly inspiring in the absence of Fatawu, the wonder kid has an opportunity to make amends and get back in my good books. He comes on as a sub. Can he try and shift this game back in our direction? Christensen out to Boga, another substitute who takes it well and tries to drive into the centre of the park here. He's got space with the overlapping run of Christensen, and he finds him. Christensen goes into the box. Wasn't the ball I was looking for. There was a ball through to Fleming, I believe. He didn't find it. Now Christensen is absolutely running on fumes. He's been left for dead down this right-hand side. It's flung into the box. This time it's James Justin who heads it away. Only out to the edge of the box, though. Wycombe Wanderers keep it on. Lovely ball. Back in. This time it's Lindelof with the block. Another corner. We're still struggling, and a team in Wycombe that are struggling at the bottom end of the Championship. We cannot seem to get the better of them, as Fatawu now wins the ball well and drives away. This is the sort of play that I want to see from the young man, and he's got the pace and the energy to get away from the defenders here. Can he find a ball into the box? Looking for Fleming, finds him, and Fleming finds the back of the net. Grab the ball. What are you doing, man? Don't celebrate. We need to get back in the game. Well, celebrations from me. I'm not quite sure why I'm so excited. We're still losing, but perhaps with 10 minutes left on the clock, this is a route back into the game, and the super sub for Fatawu, maybe he is back in my good books after all. Lovely run, lovely ball into the box, and Fleming wasn't going to miss from there. 2-1. Out to Boga on the left. Boga comes in field for Ndidi, and Ndidi just having that extra man in midfield gives him a little bit more time and space. I thought I was going to try and play that to Fatawu, but instead it went to Justin, who did manage to stay onside. Justin dinks in, looking for Fleming, who almost got his head on it. It will fall. I thought it was about to fall down to Harry Winks, but unfortunately Wycombe get the ball clear. Ndidi picks it up. Just a couple of minutes left remaining on the clock here. Fleming looking for a ball out to that man Fatawu, the assist maker. This time shifts it onto his left, looking for the right option. Goes again, gonna take on the strike. Oh my goodness, just puts it wide. Well, I thought it was about to nestle into the back of the net, but frustratingly, both for him and the rest of the team, it didn't manage to find its way. And in the end, it's another loss. 2-1 to Wycombe at the beginning of this episode. It's a real sorry sight for Leicester City fans, relegated from the Premier League and now sitting 14th in the Championship. And I think the time calls for yet another formation change. This 4-2-4 just isn't working for me. So it's time to say goodbye, and it's time to say hello to a 4-2-1-3. Club captain Jamie Vardy, who's failed to impress so far since the opening game of the season, will be replaced by Zion Fleming to lead the line. And I've got to give him credit where credit is due. Fatawu has done enough to stake a claim back in the starting 11 on the right-hand side. I'm hoping that having that extra man in midfield will give us that all-needed protection that we so desperately crave as we head to game number 2 of the episode, once again away from home, this time against another mid-table challenger in Hull City. And the only other 2 changes to the starting 11 is Pereira and Akoli coming in my back line to replace a heavily fatigued James Justin and Victor Lindelof. Well, this is a big game. We must get back to winning ways. It's going to be a tough one away from home, but we've got to try and do something to arrest this absolutely terrible form. Wood Bellis into Ndidi. Ndidi having a little bit more time and space in midfield, but it doesn't help him pick out the right pass, and we give it away cheaply, and now Hull City can break. We do manage to get enough bodies back, as Hull City, though, try and make their way into the final third here. It's blocked off, though, by one of my defenders, and eventually, oh my word, the ball flying all over the place as Taylor Harwood-Bellis wins it clear, and now Ndidi can try and break here. Has he got the ball over to Fatawu, who's just straight offside? Carter Pereira to bring it out of defence, plays it down the line to that man, Fatawu, who tries to come central to try and see if he can invite some pressure, goes past one man, goes past two, is taken out in the process. Wilfred Ndidi will be the man to bring it forward, though the referee played advantage. We didn't get much of an advantage, and in the end, I thought he was going to try and bring the play back, but he didn't. And now Hull City break here, and this is a fine run down the right-hand side. They check back in, though, and that's a lovely ball through. My defence is all over the place once again, and the keeper comes to the rescue. First corner of the game, and it falls to Hull City. 21 minutes in here. Neither team teams so far really looking that dangerous. No wonder both of them find themselves in the mid-table positions. But at the moment of the two teams, it is Hull who do look the more likely to score, as my defence eventually comes to my rescue. Fortunately, Christensen blocks it off and gets the ball clear. Mavididi comes central. Mavididi driving forward, goes past one, tries to go past two, looking for a ball out wide, finds a ball out wide to Ricardo Pereira, who just nods it past the defenders, looking to try and check back in, finds the ball back into Ndidi. Once again, this time he drags it wide. It's Miller for Hull, driving down the left-hand side. He's got the beating of Ricardo Pereira, and he's just turned him. Oh, he's made an absolute fool out of the experienced defender, and now they've got it on the edge of the box, looking to shape up a strike, find space, they do, and then they drag it wide. Mavididi weaving his way, looking for a route past the defenders here. He's managed to find it onto his favoured foot, playing a lovely ball into Fatawu, who's just drifted offside. The beginning of the second 45, and it remains 0-0. I'll accept it, but we've got to do better here in the second half. We've got to carve out more clear-cut opportunities, but giving away soft passes like that is not going to do our plan any favours whatsoever. Christensen wins it now and releases Mavididi down this left-hand side. He's got space here to run into, but he's waiting for the run of El Kanous. He finds him into the box. He goes straight at the goalkeeper. Is headed away. Mavididi will pick up the scraps. This time plays it into Fleming, who again hits it at the goalkeeper. We should have scored. Hull City looking to drive down this right-hand side, and they've done just that. Christensen left for dead once again, but that is good recovery defending. Really good play there from the left-back now, as Ndidi brings it away. Finds El Kanous, who's been, again, quiet. He's just not that creative spearhead that I was expecting him to be this season, as Fatawu brings it in the box. Tries to just curl it round the goalkeeper. In the end, he had to be alert to it. 67 minutes on the clock, though, and we will make a couple of changes to try and inject some sort of life and creativity into this team. That man Kanous does go off, as does Mavididi on the left-hand side. Del Castillo and Boga, the new signings, come on, and it will be one of those new signings to take the corner, flings it into Fleming. Good save once again from the goalkeeper. And it's a free kick that Del Castillo is going to take. He's going to look to try and just lob this over the wall. He doesn't manage to find a route over the wall, but he does manage to find a route to get possession once again, as Christensen plays it into the box, looking for Fleming. He didn't find it. It will find Ricardo Pereira, and that is the strike of a defender. 5 minutes left on the clock for one of these two teams to break the deadlock, and at the moment it's Hull City who are in my half. It's a ball across, it's cleared away, not very far though, straight back out to Hull City, and what a save from my goalkeeper. Well, that save certainly earned us a point here today, as once again we're unable to collect 3 points. It finishes 0-0, and whilst I certainly felt more comfortable in this formation and certainly didn't feel like I was getting overrun in midfield, there can be no doubt that we are struggling offensively. Since scoring 4 against Millwall, we have been absolutely shocking up front. There's been no creativity, and this man, El Kanous, is not living up to that potential he's supposedly showing. 7 games in, no goals, no assists, and something needs to be done fast. As you can see, I've got a hell of a lot of strikers here on my shortlist, but I've got absolutely no one of any quality in a creative central attacking midfield position. So once again, scouts at the ready, let me know who you would like to see in a Leicester City shirt and who could be the creative fulcrum of this team moving forward. Or maybe I should just leave it up to the AI, because a 3-0 win against Portsmouth in our very next game is followed up by a 3-1 away victory against Birmingham City. It's 2-2 against Southampton and 1-0 at home against QPR. Our unbeaten AI run continues, 2-2 against Ipswich, before unfortunately becoming unstuck against Coventry City, drawing 0-0. I mean, who knows, maybe the answer is for me just to not play any more games, because suddenly we've arrested that poor form, we've jumped up to 8th place and we're not too far from the playoffs. I don't think it would be much fun though if I let the AI do all the work, and so that is why we're going to finish off this episode with a titanic clash against yet another former Premier League side, away from home against Swansea City. Only 2 changes from the usual starting 11, and that is Del Castillo coming in that central attacking midfield role, and Boga getting an all-important start on the left-hand side, as I try and see if I can continue from where the AI left off. As Christensen now brings it away down this left-hand side, he's looking for a ball central, finds a ball into Fleming. Fleming into that man. Del Castillo gives it away though. Winks. Oh, lovely little turn away from the defender to keep hold of possession. Really good work there as Fatawu picks it up. Looking central, finds a central ball into Fleming, into Del Castillo. What a save. Well, that was a big chance, and it's amazing what momentum can do. Del Castillo really should have found the back of the net here, but he's looking to try and find his man in the box as it's thrown in. Victor Lindelof tried to get his head on it. In the end, they hack it clear. A really good start, though, so far by Leicester City, as Boga now plays into Fleming. Fleming, touch and turn, forces the keeper into another save. Second corner of the game. Del Castillo flings it in. James Justin with the head down. No one could get on the end of it though, but instead it will be Boga who will pick up the loose ball, throws it in to James Justin once again. He was inches away from getting onto a volley there, well cleared. Harry Winks into Victor Lindelof, lovely ball into Victor Christensen. Christensen lines it up. Straight down the pipe, straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. Yates here for Swansea. Blocked off though by Christensen. Good defending from the left back now. He can bring it away into Boga. Boga waiting for that overlap. He finds the overlap of Christensen. Christensen finds the ball into Fleming. Fleming turns away from the defender. Forces the keeper into another save. Well, how have we not found the back of the net so far in this game? We are carving Swansea City open. And once again, a lack of clinicalness from me and from my strikers is really costing us here today. Boga picks it up once again on the left-hand side. Once again, Fleming has it. Once again, he's looking for the run of Del Castillo. And this time he finds him. And this time, the Frenchman finds the back of the net to give us a much-deserved 1-0 lead away from home. Look at the celebrations on the bench. Jamie Vardy and myself embrace. The crowd go wild. Finally, they are seeing goals and attacking play from Leicester City. Lovely through ball, lovely run from Del Castillo, and he wasn't going to miss from there. Leicester City take the lead. 1-0. It's a great challenge there once again, and once again we've won it, and this time it's Boga into the box. Boga takes it on. Oh my goodness, he's put it wide. Well, he can't believe it. He's shaking his head, and neither can I. He's done all the hard work, got into the box. Oh my goodness, it should be 2-0. That's an absolute shocker. Well, what a half of football. The best half of football I think I've played in this entire career mode so far. We have dominated Swansea City from start to finish of the first half. But frustratingly for us, we've only got a 1-goal lead to show for it. And we cannot rest on our laurels here. And we cannot make any silly mistakes as we try and see if we can keep Swansea City at bay here at the beginning of the second. It's in the edge of the box. It's played into Yates. Good save by the goalkeeper. They've got a corner though. Danger is still on the horizon here for Leicester City. It's flung into the box. It's a good header away by James Justin. Can I get onto it? I flung at it, but unfortunately couldn't quite get that diving header away, and it will be a second corner of the game here for Swansea. Looks like once again there's no short option, so they're going to throw it into the box. They do. They get on the end of it, and Hermansen once again comes to the rescue. Swansea keep it alive. The goalkeeper keeps Swansea City at bay. My goodness, we need to wake up here at the beginning of the second half. Christensen short into Del Castillo, the goal scorer. He's looking for the run of Fleming, but instead decides to take it on himself, and this time goes out wide to Fatawu. Fatawu looks to go into the box, instead gets his run all wrong. It falls to Christensen on the edge. The defender blocks. It comes back to him off the post. My goodness, how have we not got a second goal in this game? It's Cooper out wide on the right-hand side. This game is really starting to get stretched here, which is not what we want. Swansea City keep the ball alive. Harwood Bellis though can't do enough to get it clear. Yates into the box, looking for the run. He finds the run of Colin, who drags it wide, and that was the best chance of the game for Swansea City. Fatigue starting to settle in, and I've got to try and settle the nerves. I'm ringing the changes, bringing on 4 substitutions as we look to try and see if we can see this game out. Ricardo Pereira is one of those substitutions who's making a driving run down this right-hand side now. Finds another one in Mavididi, who just skips past one challenge, looks to skip past 2, plays in the goal scorer. In the end, it's blocked off, but Jeremy Boga will pick up the scraps into Christensen. Christensen plays it back into Del Castillo, gets his strike all wrong. Jeremy Boga, he gives the ball away. That's a cheap one, and the nerves are really starting to show now for me. I am absolutely desperate to try and win a game myself here and not rely on the AI. Can I do it though with just a few minutes left remaining on this game? Del Castillo though wins it back in a really good position. Boga's through here. Boga into Fleming, who makes it 2, and surely that puts an end to my winless streak, and finally I get us back into the win column. Fleming celebrates wildly. It's 2-0. Look how much it means to me. I'm up celebrating with him. The crowd go wild. 2-0 here, Leicester City. Once again, beautiful play from Del Castillo as he found his home in the centre of the park. Plays a lovely ball into Boga. Beautiful cross across to Fleming, and he was not going to miss from there. Lovely goal, 2-0. Not only am I now desperate for the win, but I'm desperate for a clean sheet, and that is really good defending. And once again, Boga has it now, and Boga is going to look to try and release Mavididi down the right-hand side, and the big man gets there ahead of the Swansea City defence. Can he try and play a ball back into the box? He does, and Fleming once again gets his second of the game. It's our third, and that is definitely game over. The icing on the cake, another lightning counter-attack. Fleming proving once again why he's the right man to lead the line. Jeremy Boga is having a fine game on the left-hand side. Mavididi on as a sub gets the assist as well. 3-0, the icing on the cake. Absolute delight for those travelling Leicester City fans. Finally, they have seen me lead our team to victory. It's only taken me an additional 2 episodes to do, but I cannot tell you how delighted I am to get us back to winning ways. We're up into the playoff spot, 6th place in the Championship, and finally this team has got some momentum. And it seems like the perfect way to end what has been a roller coaster of an episode. Thanks everyone for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again next time.